welcome to Gemstone Tarot, Friday the 27th of November, no, 28th. I'm doing this on the 27th, but it's for the 28th of November, 2025. Excellent. I've just come back from town where I did score a couple of things at a nice charity shop. And on a note of Gemstone Tower's housekeeping, the monthly videos for December are coming out, and I've just had a really weird rash of headachy days, so they're slower than they should be, but it is what it is. I am thinking whether I need to make them for December or just make them when I make them and put them out. Any thoughts would be welcome on that. I am using Brian and Wendy Frood, Heart of the Fairy Oracle. I just felt like it. It's quite hard to use them on the old YouTube because of the TNA factor, which I don't know if that's still a thing, but it was certainly a thing. My channel seemed to get picked out for that, which seems a bit weird, but hey. So I'm kind of operating as if it still is. What can one do? Okay, oof, this is the picture. Can you see how they're getting worn around the edges as well, these cards? I've had them for a few years and I got them really cheap in a little shop when they first came out, and now they're really, really expensive, and I don't know why. I think because they're not making them. Look, it's even wearing on the edge. Oof, I love that. I love the fact that it's wearing on the edge. Anyway, the returning is on the front of the book that accompanies it and the box as well. So this is a card you get, and it's a really weird state, and it really suits the tail end of Mercury retrograde, which personally I have struggled with a lot, but expected to. I know it's retrograde in Scorpio, and that's going to continue for a while, and we get this sort of stationary bit where I just feel like we're consolidating and amalgamating and lots of other things as well. It's just like doing that in a sort of messy smash and grab, but this will all work out later, we'll know what we're doing kind of a way. And the returning is about somebody who leaves a place, and when she comes back everything looks exactly the same, but she has changed. So it's almost like there is a world within her, and her world has changed, but the external 3D world that she left and that she comes back to has not. I know. Let me just grab. Oof. Oof. Now I know why, and you too. You too. Ooh. Okay. Next to that, we get a card that I really like, the Speaker of Truth. I like that we get the Speaker of Truth. We've got this whole thing on the breastbone, and we've got Divine Masculine because he's got horns. He's got horns, as they say, on his head. And it's this thing about solar plexus, and I'm glancing in here, because I know I've got a little set of chakra tarot cards, but I really need to dig out and do the tarot cupboard. But before I do that, I need to dig out and do the boys' room. Years of Warhammer, that's all I'm going to say. If you know, you know. Okay, so this is getting something off your chest. And it is... Oh, God, just looking out the window now. Got somebody with beautiful hair that's really, really long. But the roots have come through, and I'm like, oof, that must take some doing. That must take some upkeep, those roots. There comes a point, not for her because she's young, but there comes a point where you have to make a decision about roots, doesn't there? Maybe that's got a deeper meaning to it, you know. I know in the Scorpio reading we had like root woman, didn't we? I know some days, in the Pisces reading I was talking about hair, and some days I feel like root woman. Literally, you have to make an important decision that, of course, when we were in 2020, we couldn't make. Anyhow, I digress about roots. The Speaker of Truth is like I have returned and now I know. I was going to say see, but it's not see, because you can see things and you cannot know them. This is about knowing. Knowing me, knowing you. Then we get a card that I really, really like, actually, which is the Fairy of Hope. So this lovely person here is the Fairy of Despair. And she's in a very, like, fetal, despairing, you know, position. And just coming out of the side there, that sprite, that's the Fairy of Hope. I know. And I like it because the despair takes up the central position of the card. And the Fairy of Hope's just this unexpected sprite that's over here. Okay, I'm going to take 5, I think, altogether. Oh, God, we're getting them all today. We're getting them all. Oop, someone's getting a Morrison's delivery there. Oop. Oh, God, not her as well. Ooh. Should we look out the window at the Morrison's delivery van? Who's getting Morrison's? I don't know if you have this in other countries, but in the UK there's a lot of kind of a class system tied up with supermarkets. Can't see them from here. I'm going to say Morrison's is sort of mid-range, although their freezers are always broken. Right, we got the Returning, the Speaker of Truth, the Hope, and then these two ladies who've changed positions. We've got the Queen of Shadows, Divine Masculine with Divine Feminine, because we've got this sort of very womany woman with these antlers. Love me a pair of antlers. Antlers and horns and all that sort of stuff. It's got a kind of Divine Masculine thing. I'm not getting what I could get, which is more of a pan, you know, bodily thing. I'm not getting that. This has scorpionic shadow and what's the word? It's like changing. Tell you what I'm getting. You know when they do a field and then they have the sun moving across the field, but they do a time trick with the camera and you just see it all sort of go from dawn all the way through to becoming dark again. I just got that, which is weird, but it's that kind of playing with the light, playing with the shadow. And then we get the Lady of Sorrows, as if we hadn't had it hammered home how important it is and how in between the lines it is. I'm going to show you the cards. See if I can get this to work. It's giving me a very autumn leaf, mulchy, you know, sort of tail end of November, soggy woods. It's giving soggy woods. You know, when you go to the woods and they're just really soggy. Mary, you're going to know about this because you're hiking all the time. And there's something kind of nice about it because there's some really good smells, isn't there? You get the really good smells of wet tree. You get the smell of mulch. You normally get a smoky bonfire smell coming from some random field. I'm getting that kind of feeling as if we're kind of returning from soggy woods. Where have you been? I've been to the soggy woods. And we're returning from the soggy woods where we're fully aware of all of the different facets of a situation, the sorrows, the hope, the truth, the knowing. But at the same time, we're perhaps not ready, not willing, not able, whatever it is, to string or put all these pieces together to know exactly what the realization is yet. So we're still kind of making our way home from the soggy woods, but hopefully we've got Gore-Tex boots on. We don't have soggy socks, because there's just, soggy socks are just one of the most miserable things in the world, aren't they? So soggy woods, not soggy socks. So it's about knowing. It's about returning to knowledge that you already had. We got there in the end. Apologies for my slightly scattered brain, but yeah, I'm recovering from yet another headache. So, but actually sometimes having, I don't know what it is, but post headache I read quite well. Well, a little bit bumbly, but it definitely goes out into the lateral spaces. I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.